From Yaqi, the Bohemia Stainless Steel Adjustable Safety Razor. We're going to have a shave with it coming up next. Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark at GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another video. Great to see you again. Thanks so much for stopping by and sharing your time with me. Love getting together with you and talking all things traditional wet shave. We have a brand new safety razor in the shave den, courtesy of Grace Chen and everyone at Yaqi. Let's get right to it. Here it is. This is the Bohemia stainless steel, 316 stainless steel adjustable safety razor. It's a three-piece razor and it has a lot of heft, and it is adjustable in that the base plate flips from one setting to a little higher setting, from setting number 1 to setting number 2. And it just has this classic, rugged, manly, industrial kind of look to it. Really, really terrific. Check out that guard or that comb right there. Looks like a grill from a 1950s classic automobile. Huh? How about this? This is an homage to the French Bohin razor from about the 1930s. I think it was patented around 1936, something like that. But this is really a beautiful looking razor. Again, a lot of heft, really nice length in the handle. Well, let's get the specs for you so you can see it firsthand. We've got it from AliExpress right here. Let's see, the handle and razor head material, 316 stainless steel. The handle diameter is 13 millimeters. The handle length is 91 millimeters. That's about 3.58 inches or somewhere thereabouts. The total weight is 131 grams. That's about 4.62 ounces, I think. Somewhere in that ballpark. Now, here is the blade gap. The adjustable base plate number 1 on that side is 0.95 millimeters. Number 2, the side number 2 is 1.35 millimeters. Yeah, so sounds like it's going to have a lot of growl. Now, I already had a shave with this razor for a test drive because I saw those blade gaps. I thought, wow, this is going to be really aggressive. I shaved with 1 day's worth of beard growth at level 1, plate number 1, and it was very smooth and mild. I was really impressed. Now, I did have to play with the angle a little bit, so this will be my second shave. Now, hang on, let me just set this aside. This will be my second shave. Now, I'm going to start at plate number 2 because I have 2 days worth of beard growth, and I'll show you how this adjusts. Now, I received this information from watching HeikoShaves video review of this, so thank you very much to HeikoShaves for clarifying how this plate is adjusted. And I also checked out some online forums where folks have this particular razor and they discuss the level of aggression. I also contacted Grace Chen at Yaqi and said, hey, you know what? On AliExpress's product page for this particular razor, you got to tell people how to adjust this plate because it's backwards from the Rockwell razor, the Rockwell 6S and 6C adjustable razors, where when you look at the plate from the underside, you attach the plate, the base plate, and you look at it from the underside, the number that you're reading on the underside indicates the level of aggression for what the razor is then set at. So if you're looking at on the underside at plate number 2, then you know it's at aggression number 2. Now with the Rockwell, if you flip it over, I think it's 4, and you see 4 on the other side, then you know that that razor is at level 4. With this particular razor, it's the side closest to the cap, so pointing upwards towards the cap. So let me show you. This is side number 1, plate number 1, and when you flip it, that's plate number 2. So if I take plate number 2 and I have it so it's facing the cap like that, then I know that that is at aggression level number 2, because when you flip it over, number 1 will be what you're reading on the underside. So if you see number 1 on the underside, you know number 2 is next to the cap, and that is closest to the blade, and that's the level of aggression for this particular razor. So that was something that I had to kind of search out because there was no explanation on AliExpress's product page for this razor. Again, a 3-piece razor, beautifully made. It came with an O-ring. I don't know where that O-ring is now. It was a very, very thin little O-ring, very, very pliable, and it tore. And I had a hard time removing the cap from the base plate when that O-ring was installed because it kind of got bound up on the threads and wouldn't release the base plate and the cap very easily at all. And I ended up tearing it a little bit, so it's no longer of any use. So I'm using just a regular standard white O-ring right here, and that seems to work very, very well, just like that. All right, it seems to work. You can also probably use it without an O-ring. I think it'll be perfectly fine, but I'll use the white O-ring with it this time around. I used the O-ring that came with it. The first shave worked very, very well. Again, it was thin, very, very rubbery and pliable, and it did not hold up because it was not releasing from the threads of the threaded post, and I couldn't do that with it. It was, like I say, it was binding around the thread. So anyhow, we're going to have a shave. We're going to use this razor. I'm going to set that down. We're also going to use a platinum, Gillette Platinum razor blade. These are the Swedes. These came courtesy of viewer Beth Jones. Beth, thank you very, very much. We're going to be using Ariane & Evans Barbiere Classico. I have some hot water sitting on top of the soap tub right now. That's an absolutely wonderful barbershop scent. And of course, a lot of slickness with this particular shave soap. We're also going to use as a pre-shave. Well, my pre-shave scrub is going to be Pacific Shaving Company's Bamboo Pre-Shave Scrub. I'm also going to use Rockwell Razor's pre-shave oil right here. This is also a barbershop scent, kind of mixing and matching here a little bit. We're going to use my, well here I got it soaking right now. We're going to use the Yaqi Caramel shaving brush. This is terrific. We've used this one before when reviewing Yaqi razors. I'm also going to finish up with Ariane & Evans Barbiere Classico Aftershave Splash. That's terrific. And Barbershop Balm from Sterling for upstairs. Everything's a barbershop scent that we have right now. So that's what we got going on. Oh yeah, and we're going to use a Sterling, I got it right here, a Sterling alum block right here. So we're going to use that in our post-shave routine. So that's what we got going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my pre-shave wash, and I'm going to start building my lather, and I'll be back to load the blade, to paint on the lather, to do my pre-shave oil, all that good stuff, and get the shave underway. And we're going to start at plate level number 2 because we've got 2 days worth of beard growth. So that's what we got going on. So hang in there with me. Oh boy, there's that tone drop. And there's that boom lather. Check that out. What a marvelous lather from Ariane & Evans. Wow, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, we're going to go ahead and splash a little more water on the face and do our pre-shave oil application. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, I got a little bit of water on there. So this will spread over nice and easily. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7, 8 drops. There we go. 8 drops. That's what we got right there. We need a little more. We can always apply a little more. I think this will be fine. Oh yeah. That'll be plenty. That's another nice barbershop scent that's in the ballpark that will complement what we have from Ariane & Evans and also provide some extra slickness because it's the first time I'm using it at plate number 2 level. But I'm expecting some nice smoothness. I might have to play with the angle a little bit because the razor does have a little bit of a different feel, that's for sure. Let me just wipe my hands off there a little bit. All right, here we go. We're going to paint on this lather now. So we got 2 nice layers of slickness. We got that pre-shave oil and we've got this wonderful lather from Barbiere Classico from Ariane & Evans. Man, my thanks to Pete for sending this one along to the channel, allowing me to share with all the viewers. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic shaving soap with a wonderful lather. Oh man, look at that. That's just wonderful. Man, and again, it's great because you can build these layers of protection with the shave lather. You know, lay on a layer and then lay on another layer, give yourself a little more cushion. And we're going to do that right there in the upper lip. Okay. Again, 2 days worth of beard growth. Look at that. I also need a head shave. We're going to maybe do that later on tonight. We'll see. Look at that. Man. Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. All right, so let's install the razor blade. Here, let me open up the razor blade right here. This is the Gillette Swede, and I got a couple left here. I'm going to set that aside. And here it is right here. Again, the side indicating the level of aggression goes next to the razor blade, or pointed up towards the cap. So, we're looking at level 2 right here, level 2 right there. Can you see that? Level 2. And we're going to set that in my hand, and that's where the blade goes, like that. It's on level 2. And then the cap fits on top. Again, this is a kind of a really neat post and hole configuration. There are holes in the cap that line up with the posts in the base plate. So we're just going to set that in there like that. Okay, I'm going to have to grab it with my left hand and kind of maybe flip this around. Well, actually, we'll go ahead and attach the handle this way. Okay, so there we go. And everything lines up very, very nicely. Okay, so let me move it over this way like this, because this is how I'm used to doing that. I forgot my O-ring. Let me get my O-ring. Where's my O-ring? O-ring, O-ring, O-ring. Hang on, let me get my O-ring. Huh. Okay, you know what? I can't find that white O-ring, so we're going to go without the O-ring, okay? Don't know where it is. I got a black O-ring over here, but I'm not going to use the black O-ring. We'll go without the O-ring, okay? So there you go. So this is going to be without the O-ring. So look at that. The balance and alignment, spot on, okay? And the end tabs are enclosed in the razor head. And if you look at the bottom, just to double check, I'm looking at the bottom right here. And you can look at the bottom and it says level 1. I'm going to try to get that on camera there. It says level 1. That means that level 2 is facing the cap and facing the blade and the cap. That means we're at aggression level 2. So let's heat this up under some hot water and see what kind of aggression we are at there. Again, level 1 with 1 day's worth of beard growth was very, very smooth. I don't know how much more to expect. I don't know if it's going to remain on the milder side and have a nice smoothness. Not entirely sure. I think for my first shave, I did use a Gillette Swede blade as well. So again, we're just heating this up under some hot water. Okay, here we go. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. There is a really nice smoothness there with some really, really good blade feel. That is really remarkable given the size of the blade gap. I think this grill, this comb here, has something to do with that. And I am playing with the angle a little bit to engage the blade but also maintain a smoothness. Wow, that is really nice and smooth. Wow, that's terrific. Wow, got the chin area very, very well. Again, some nice positive blade engagement, but there is a smoothness there with this razor. All right, now, the razor head, as you can see, is a little larger than most, so we'll see what kind of job it does underneath the nostrils and on the upper lip. Yeah, and playing with the angle, you can smooth it out a little bit, but there is this little restriction of space to where you can't really change that angle and smooth it out as much as you'd like. Still, very, very effective in getting it probably about 80 to 85% of the little bits up underneath the nose. I also have to clean up around the upper lip here, but we're going to do that on pass number 2, and we're also going to adjust it to plate number 1, smooth things out a little bit for the second pass. All right, first pass done. Let's rinse. That's pretty good. That's really, really very, very good. I'm probably right there on the cusp of getting right into socially acceptable shave territory. Not quite there. Of course, 2 days worth of beard growth, so that's the reason why. But milder and smoother than I had anticipated, given the size of the blade gap. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo this, and we're going to flip this base plate around, and we are going to shave at level 1. So I'm going to take this off, see if I can do this on camera without too much trouble. Okay, there it is. There it is there like that. It's still in the cap there, and here we are at... okay, we're going to be here at level 1. Can you see that? Right there. And level 1 is going to face the blade in the cap. Now I got to do this around here like this. It's better that it sits. It's better that it sits in the base plate. Okay, that worked. Everything line up? Yes, everything lined up well. Okay, the blade and the cap and the base plate all lined up, so we're going to go ahead and do that. A little more difficult to do it on camera than just to do it when I'm not on camera, because, you know, I can hold it down here, down below my eye line, that sort of thing. Okay, so there you go. There it is balance and alignment right there at plate number 1, and you can see again right here, let me show you, I believe that's where it says 2 on the underside, which means that we're at level 1, because level 1 is facing the cap. All right, so let's go ahead and lather up for pass number 2, and we'll get right to it and get on with the shave. Again, really a nice pass. I think this is probably the way to use this razor when I have 2 to 3 days worth of beard growth. Use plate number 2 to knock down the heavy growth, and then plate number 1 to finish up the shave. As a daily driver, I'm now convinced that plate number 1 is where I'm going to be using it. If I'm going to use it every single day with 1 day's worth of beard growth, it's going to be plate number 1. Very smooth and very efficient. And if I want to do a little bit of touch-up, let's say, for whatever reason I decide, well, you know what, I want to get a little more, I want to try to chase the BBS, even though you shouldn't try to find the BBS. Let the BBS find you. I'm just saying, you know, maybe I'll flip it and then do a little bit of touch-up here and there. But for the most part, I think I'm going to remain at level 1 as a daily driver. All right, so double check this again. Yepper. That's at level, where am I here? Yeah, can I read that? Yep, there it is, level 2. Kind of difficult to see with the handle right next to the number and the lighting here. All right, so we're at adjustable plate level number 1. We're going to go with pass number 2. We're going to go east to west across the grain. Everything is nice. Everything is nice and snug. All right, pass number 2, east to west across the grain. Plate level 1. Oh yeah, that's really smooth and mild, man. That is so much milder than the plate level 2. Really nice. Boy, I tell you, I like this razor. It's growing on me. It really is. Wow. All right, we're going to get the upper lip here. That's doing a great job of cleaning that up. Oh, that's marvelous. Really, really wonderful. I'm fussy with these little bits up there. I'm going to get just a little bit because anyone else would say, oh, that's done. I like to get that. And with this, get those little bits there. Plate number 2 might get a little more quickly. This one takes a little bit of a hunting here because it's so close to the nostril. Yeah. Yeah, that got it. That's nice. Yeah, that worked well on the against the grain. That's terrific. Second pass done. Let's rinse. Boy, this shave is done. This is a BBS finish. That's marvelous. That's absolutely wonderful. Fantastic. We're going to do our final rinse routine. I'm going to empty the sink. We're going to do a warm water rinse, cold water rinse, and then I'll see you on the other side for the Allen block. So hang in there with me. Wow. Very, very invigorating. Clean, fresh towel waiting for me right here. Boy, that's marvelous. When I came up from splashing that water on my face, there's a lot of water on my face, and I want to make sure I didn't splatter water against the lens, which is why I'm kind of turning this way to get the towel. Man, that was great. What a wonderful shave. This is definitely BBS finish. My gosh. That's great, and a great post-shave feel from Ariane Evans' Barbiere Classico. Wow. Wonderful barbershop scent. Absolutely fantastic and spot on. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this shave up. We're going to get my Allen block right here and run this under some cold water and see what kind of feedback we get. Boy, that's marvelous. No stinging, no zinging. That's absolutely fantastic. Wow. That's great. That is absolutely great. And great, great, great post-shave feel. Really, really smooth finish. Boy, that's terrific. We're going to use the Ariane Evans. I'm going to splash it right on here. Okay, we're going to go right to this. This is fantastic. It's a fantastic shave. I'm going to go ahead and splash this up. I want to get right to talking about the razor, so we're just going to let that set up. Okay, good enough. Love this aftershave. It has a little bit of alcohol in it, so we're going to go ahead and use the Jimmy V method. We're going to let that air out a little bit, let that alcohol evaporate, and slap on some of the good stuff. All right, here we go. That's marvelous. It has a nice calming feel, too. All right, yeah. You know what? I'll do the balm afterwards. I want to wrap up the shave. Let me just say, great, great shave. Absolutely fantastic. I want to tell you about this razor. This razor is wonderful. It has some nice higher efficiency at adjustable plate number 2. Very, very smooth and mild, surprisingly, at plate number 1, given the blade gap specifications, which you think would have a little more growl. But really, I think this comb right here, this guard here, has something to do with smoothing out the shave. You can adjust the angle a little bit to try to, actually you can adjust the angle a little bit to smooth things out, and you will smooth things out. And if you want a little more blade feel, you can just move that angle a little bit. But regardless of where you're going, it's never going to be harsh. It's always nice and smooth. Now, plate number 1 really was mild and smooth. Plate number 2 had a little more blade feel. It had a lot more efficiency than side number 1. Well, a lot more efficiency, maybe a click or 2 above plate number 1. Let's put it that way. A lot more efficiency would probably be a bit of an exaggeration. I would say a click or 2 above plate number 1. But again, underneath the nose, you don't have that ability to change that angle a little bit, at least under my large honker here, to where you can smooth out that blade position a little bit, because that's the beauty of this guard and the razor head design. You can really take advantage of that and just move that angle ever so slightly and smooth things out or increase the blade feel a little bit in the positive direction. And there's still some smoothness there. There really is a lot of smoothness there. But again, if you want to play with that efficiency level, so to speak, at plate number 1 and plate number 2, you can do that. And it's more so apparent at plate number 2. But really, a really wonderful razor. This one is really growing on me. The Bohemia razor from Yaqi, 3/16 stainless steel, weighs about 4.6 ounces. About 3.5 inches long at the handle length, beautiful knurling, stainless steel, a great look to it, very rugged, very manly, got a great industrial outdoors kind of look. Boy, this would look great in any shaved end. Also appears to have a hole in the bottom for a post stand, razor stand. So if you have something that accommodates that, that'll work for you too. I don't know which razor stand with the post this one will work with, but it seems to be that's what you have with that. And again, post and hole just has a great look. And balance and alignment spot on. End tabs are enclosed in the razor head. Really, really a terrific, terrific razor. No nicks, no cuts, no irritation. And as a daily driver, plate number 1, side number 1, plate number 1 is what I'll use with this razor. For 2 and 3 days or more beard growth, I'll start with plate number 2. What a wonderful, wonderful razor. I like this one a lot. And again, the blade gap specifications, yeah, a little bit of growl there, but boy, level 1, very, very smooth. Level 2, smooth with a little more efficiency. And just by adjusting that angle of approach a little bit, you can smooth things out, get a little more blade feel. This guard, this grill this comes into play from what I can see. I'm going to have more shaves with it, and we'll talk about it more down the road, especially on the Monday morning mailbag. But again, from Yaqi, the Bohemia razor, an homage to the French-made Bohin vintage razor from about the 1930s. My thanks to Grace Chen and everyone at Yaqi for very kindly sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share it with all the viewers. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything missnap there easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon.